Gun on Micro Matter D675044. Very sorry about the delay this morning. Can we have all appearances, please? Can we have appearances?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Julio Vigoro, 15347, for defendant Miss Elizabeth Mitro, who's appearing via Zoom, as am I.
Plaintiff?
Yeah, hi, my name is Jacob Mitro. I'm here representing myself, appearing via Zoom.
Okay. At this point, for starters, and I think we might have had some similar dialogue last time, the children are older. Levi is 16, going to be 17 in September, and Dylan in September, I guess, is already aged out, was 18. So we're really just talking Levi. For starters, has custody of Levi been resolved?
The parties haven't come to an agreement. However, Levi is living primarily with his mother, Your Honor.
I see.
Yes, Jacob has not asked for visitation of any sort since he abandoned us.
So what's the, and I understand this arrangement, temporary or otherwise, whether there'll be a thaw emotionally and whether things will improve, but apparently, are they agreeing to a different arrangement on paper than may currently exist in reality, which seems to be staying with mom and no real contact with dad? What's the formal order they're going to agree to?
Well, Your Honor, that is the status quo, and that is as it's been going. There hasn't been a case management ordered issue, but it's my understanding that this will stay the same.
Yeah, we don't want to create extra proceedings for you guys or more paperwork. We have a 20-year marriage, and we have one minor child who I don't think we should be fighting custody about. So what's the situation? The minor child is older, and that's why I don't think we need to.
Yes, Your Honor. Custody is not so much an issue, but spousal support is. As you stated, it's a marriage that's been over 2 decades long, and it's our belief that Mr. Jacob Mitro is willfully underemployed. In one of our supplemental exhibits, I've added a commission check, which he didn't claim in his financial disclosure form, for $30,000. That's our Exhibit L. Additionally, he brought a brand new Audi, which has encumbered the community debts. That's our Exhibit H. And I have supplemented our exhibits with Exhibit O, which is a resume showing his success as a real estate agent. Previously, at our last hearing, he said that his real estate license was expired. However, it's not expired yet. However, he has moved to Texas, where it's uncertain if he's going to get a real estate license there. Additionally, Your Honor, he was working for Uber, and our Uber income looks low on our end. So my client's requesting $25,000 in spousal support because her monthly expenses are $6,500 a month.
Well, I noticed that her financial affidavit, if I understand it correctly, she's saying that she has no income because essentially anything she receives is more than eaten up by business expenses. Would that be a fair analysis of this, or?
Well, Your Honor, we have some new information.
Okay.
She was working for Uber, but the transit authority has given her a ticket and impounded her car, so she's currently unemployed and has no income.
Okay.
Your Honor.
So this affidavit was based on mainly being disabled and mainly just driving Uber?
Yes, Your Honor, and we are going to update her FDF because this recently happened.
So I'm sorry, that was a DUI?
No, it was not a DUI. She was driving for Uber, and the transit authority gave her a ticket for yes.
So that's sufficient to preclude her from driving Uber? What kind of ticket?
It was for not having a CPN license that cost $100,000 premium a year for an individual to have. They wanted me to, because I went off app for a ride, and they
So it's not really a moving violation. It's a licensing issue, or?
Yes.
How much does that license cost?
$100,000 minimum a year.
Well, we know people driving Uber
For the
are not paying
CPN
100,000.
license
We know
that they-
people driving Uber have never seen $100,000 in the last 5 years combined.
Absolutely.
The people driving
What I'm
Uber
saying-
are not paying $100,000 a year in
It was,
licensing fees.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
It was because I was also, my Glantopia was that income was from me going off app and doing my own rides. And because I did that, then the Transportation Authority,
Okay.
cited me and said, you can't do that. And because you did that, you can no longer work for Uber.
But everyone
Like,
knows that
they-
rule, that when they start driving for Uber, look, they know they're precluded from driving for money outside of the system. But never mind, it is what it is. Mr. Vigoro, what's
Yes, Ron.
the other side earning?
Well, we believe he's underemployed, but he had gave testimony at our last hearing that he was working 40 hours at $25 an hour. Based upon the exhibits that we received and the job offer at Talent Corp, which he originally said that he received at Texas and accepted to move to Texas, was set for $80,000 plus commission as his base salary.
This financial affidavit he filed October 25th, was that before or after he moved to Texas?
That was
He moved-
after. He moved in July.
And so is he running his own business?
He's
It
not,
looks
He used to have a
like a
DJ.
self-employed situation as well, which makes it extremely difficult for the court to decipher who's earning what, if things are even accurately being reported. So, Mr. Vigoro, what is he earning according to either this financial statement or what you are aware of? Is he employed by others? Is he still trying to operate a business? What is he doing?
I don't know exactly what he's doing or it's current.
Okay.
He had a DJ business and he was recently in Puerto Rico for an entire month. It was brought to my attention that there is a family trust that had $1 million in liquidity
Yeah.
that he cashed out.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where people are gonna spend a lot of money asking for money from one side or the other that they can't prove exist. It's virtually impossible unless someone wants to, it's tough, it's a shame, and it's unfair, but if you have to get involved with usually a lot of forensic accounting that costs tens of thousands of dollars, because if you have people who we know their income because they work for others, then are on salary, that's one thing. But when you have these cases where someone claims they're an entrepreneur and doing a little of this and a little of that, and you're not getting records or information about how much he's paid from each, and even if you do, you're not going to believe it. And you can't really get investigators to follow him around, and you can't afford forensic accounting. As a practical matter, what are we going to prove once he tells us, oh, I'm not doing that stuff anymore, here's what I'm doing? And the family trust thing and all that, you'd have to prove that's marital property, which it obviously isn't, or it wouldn't be in trust. So, well, let's find out from him directly. Maybe it's not as confusing as I think. Let's see, if maybe he will say, yes, I am working directly for someone else and here's the hourly wage. But if he comes back with this, yeah, I'm doing this DJ thing, I'm doing that, or I'm trying to branch out into this or that, and I say, where's the records of what you earned from that? And he says, I don't know. Or so. I mean, it's just going to be, well, let me find out. In fact, Mr. Vigoro, why don't you ask him these questions? It's unsworn, so you don't have to worry too much. Try and find out, because you know what you want to know better than I do. Try and zero in on this a little, and with him, and see if I can get some answers we can work with.
Sure, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mutros, is it true that last year you made $112,000?
It is not.
How much did you make last year?
According to the tax records, which was filed for 2020, you're talking about for 2021, 2022, or 2023? Either year, I didn't make close to $100,000.
Okay, we'll start with 2023 and 2022.
With Uber in 2023, I believe I made maybe $3,000 to $5,000. I have to go double check.
a
I
year?
just got my tax return thing back from them. That was for 2022. 2023, which was last year. The whole purpose of me going to Puerto Rico was to work. I got paid $25 an hour, didn't have to put any miles on my car. They paid for me to fly out there, they paid for my food, and I stayed with them. I was fixing up an Airbnb for 29 days. I also got offered to go back and work this month, but I chose not to go because I had too many other commitments.
Is it true that your real estate license in Nevada is not expired?
It should have expired January 31st, 2024. I removed myself from MLS in January last year after backing out of real estate since 2017 when I sold all of my property management accounts.
That's not true.
2017.
But you did a deal last year.
Miss
for-
Beth, Miss Muchos. Is it true that you received a check for commission for $30,000?
The check was received by Beth. We were on a team. I backed out of the MLS, so she and I, and unfortunately, the client almost called her in to remove her license from the board, but I convinced him not to do so.
He had no basis. Okay, the point is that was your commission, and you ran it through my office because you did not have the MLS. So now I'm
our
stuck
commission.
paying for taxes.
It was our
okay.
commission.
Well, your attorney's doing fine.
No.
Let your attorney handle it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Vigoro, if there's additional
Okay.
material, go ahead.
Yeah.
How much did you make?
Now, you answered for 2022 as far as or 2023. What did you earn in 2022, Mr. Muchos?
That's been filed with the court, my tax return. I don't know the exact amount, but it's on there. And 2021 also.
How many jobs did you have last year?
Last year in 2023, I had 3 jobs. As I backed out, as I backed out of, so that'd be
Talent Core, Uber.
Yeah, four jobs. Didn't sell it. Only sold my mom's deal.
All equals about 112,000.
$2,500. $2,500 from Power.
Plus 9,000 Talent Core, plus 3,000 with
You probably have my Desert Adventures thing because you used your address.
65. Yeah, I sent it to you. 65, the 30,000 for the real estate commission, and then about 65 through Uber. I have that as well.
65 was my gross through Uber now. No, I could pull that up too. I think I sent that over to them. I just got.
And you worked 9 months, if that, out of the year.
And with Talent Core, I believe it was like for 4 months, almost 4 months, it was like 12 grand or like, it was like 3,800 a month after taxes and the
We're not asking about after.
No, so
taxes
Mr.
and the
Mr.
kids'
Muchos,
insurance.
Mr. Muchos, so we're talking gross before taxes. So your total income for last year, you're saying after we show this evidence is less than 100,000. That you didn't make 112.
Absolutely. Not even close. Not even close to 60 or 80.
Now, if we're able to show that you did indeed make this amount, would you be opposed to the judge imputing a higher child support amount backdated to this hearing?
Yeah, if you could prove that I've made some money that I didn't make, yeah, go ahead. And also, what about?
Your Honor, we would request to open discovery.
Okay.
And get a future trial date.
Yeah, well, I'll set a trial date once. I don't want a trial date at this point, which is just going to get continued because
Okay.
we're going to hear that
Then-
he didn't cooperate with discovery. So I want all discovery completed and all settlement has failed before we set a trial. Now, I'm a little concerned about this. You need to impress upon him what you expect from the discovery because well, I don't have to tell you this. From your anecdotal experience, what percentage of the time do pro pers cooperate where it's not necessary, where they fully cooperate and it's not necessary to involve the commissioner. Usually the commissioner gets involved, or if the client doesn't have any more money for that, you still don't have the adequate discovery. What percentage of the time do they, before we incur this cost, what percentage of the time would you say a pro per, you're satisfied with the responses of the pro per and no further action needs to be taken? Would that be 10%? You can discuss that with your client though, I guess, but I just want to raise the point. I don't like the direction this is going. If you conduct thousands of dollars worth of discovery and you can see the recalcitrance we may be receiving from him already, where he expects you to accept these representations as gospel, but doesn't seem to have records to back it up, and he's not offering to produce any records. Now, if I misunderstood that, then perfect. Tell him right now what you, prior to any formal discovery, which is costly, being conducted, tell him what you want him to informally send to your office within 30 days, and I'll direct him to send it. So go ahead.
Yes, your current open bank accounts, any W-2s received from previous employers, income received from Uber for the total year to date, any and all events that he's played at as a DJ, and how much money he received from that.
He's listed, he's had 2 jobs, October, one for Trepid Studios and another at New Color Studios. So, and yes, that was October and December. That was posted on LinkedIn.
Stardom. There's zero income in Intrepid.
Plus the power, and and the year to date on his Talent Corp. And trust documents. Because he just cashed out the trust for his mom this past week before court. And that's how he was able to pay the child support, because he hasn't been paying. He paid me 0 child support since it's been court ordered until this past week. And he still, he left it. Yeah. So I think, go ahead, Julio. I'm sorry.
Yes. So as far as child support, he recently paid 3 payments of $700 this week. But we'd also like an actual date for when child support should be paid, either on the 1st or the end of the month,
Okay.
So that it comes in consistently.
It'd be the 1st of each month. Did you tell him what records you want produced to your office within 30 days?
Yes. Bank records, trust records, the 4 jobs listed, Uber, Power, Talent Corp, and your DJ gig. Want W-2s or all invites or parties you have played at.
And for the month you spent in Puerto Rico, you say you made money, then that
Any
as well.
problem with documenting all of that within a month and providing it to the attorney?
Not a problem, sir.
Okay, because since you agreed to provide them, if you need clarification on any of it or any of it is difficult, tell Mr. Vigoro. Otherwise, if you stand by that, no problem. Then if
Mr.
he has to
Vigoro.
resort to formal discovery because you don't cooperate, then the fees he charges his client for formal discovery are going to have to be passed on and reimbursed by you. And you don't want that, so make sure you get all of the records over to him. Now, Mr. Vigoro, based on all that, we don't really, I understand the arguments if they were all established by documentation already, and they're not. So I don't know if I'm in a position yet to order anything close to $2,500 a month. If you want this matter, if you want a temporary order for a significantly lower amount, with the understanding child support still is to be paid, of course, and that when we're back, he either produces the records which justify the higher amount, or if he doesn't produce the records, then I'll presume that he didn't produce the records because your representations about his income were accurate. Then we'd be in a better position to entertain $2,500, because either A, I'll have the records, or B, if he doesn't provide you the records, I'm kind of required to view that as he resisted producing them because he recognized they'd be much more supportive of your income representations than his own.
Okay, Your Honor, if we may be able to get a temporary order for $1,800 a month, that's significantly less than the $2,500 we originally requested.
Okay. The court's going to order $1,500 temporary effective, a temporary spousal support.
Not gonna be able to
That's the best we can do based on what we know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
spousal, effective March 1st, payable on the 1st of each month. The child support, of course, still remains as is. And he's agreed to produce the records within 30 days. And if he doesn't, we're going to see. If he does, we'll see what they establish. If he doesn't, we're going to assume that they would have reflected something much closer to what Mr. Vigoro indicated, Ray income, than what the plaintiff represents. Very good. So with that, can we go
Thank you, Your
out a
Honor.
while on this, or what?
Sure, probably like 60 to 90 days, maybe.
Okay, we'll go.
Make sure we
90
get
days on
everything.
Case status. If there's no real progress towards settlement, and we have everything we need, then we can set trial at that time. I just don't see issues really worthy of spending tens of thousands of dollars on an attorney fees. I think this case is screaming out for settlement. Most cases with these type fact patterns do, and particularly the custody aspect. There's no need to fight about custody. A 16-year-old who insists on living with mom and isn't 16 and a half, who isn't even visiting dad at this time, apparently. So mom will have temporary custody of Levi. Teen discretion is advised and is applied till we return. 1,500 spousal effective 3/1, temporary spousal of 24. The child support still continues. Those records will be provided to Mr. Vigoro within 30 days. If not, then he can ask the court to enter inferences, plus he can proceed with formal discovery if he wishes. Very good. Date, please.
90 days, I have May 20th at 11 a.m.
May 20th at 11. Does that work?
Let me double check my calendar, Your Honor.
We'll even block out the whole hour if need be, because I think it might need it.
Okay. There is another hearing there.
Oh, okay.
Should we do
We'll leave-
9:30?
We'll leave it for now. Okay, please remind me, there is something, I'm going to some all judges thing. I think it's a retreat for half a day. I think it's maybe April 23rd. I have to check. Let's see here.
I have a conflict on May 20th.
Okay, we'll go out a little further.
Your Honor, being that I
Let's
don't
get
have
our
lawyers
date
anyway,
first before anything else. I don't want to forget. Date, please.
Does May 28th?
May 28th at 11?
I have it open, Your Honor.
At 11? It's 11, right?
Yes, Your
Yes.
Honor.
Thank you. May 28th at 11.
Your Honor, if I may bring up one more issue in regards to the alimony, Mr. Mutros has been out of the house since July, in which my client has had to take up numerous loans, of which he's been paying back, and we're requesting if maybe we can go back to December when we got our first hearing for child support for spousal support.
Any response?
yes, Your Honor.
She's paying the whole mortgage?
I sent you, we don't have a mortgage, it was rent. We sold the house in 2021. She lost all the rest of the money. I've sent over all the documents about that to your court.
The court will
As far
entertain
as,
that retroactive request next time. I'm probably inclined to grant it if he doesn't comply with these. If he
absolutely,
doesn't comply with these orders. If he complies with these orders, he's in a much better position to receive some rulings from the court that recognize that cooperation. But if he doesn't fully cooperate with the alimony and the child support, then the court will entertain and probably grant that retroactivity. But for now, we'll leave that till next time. So, Mr. Vigoro, on May 28th at 11, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
Your Honor.
Thank you very much.